As men, we are expected to perform to the best of our ability day in and day out. There isn't room for us to fail, coast around, or do anything that isn't productive to the people around us. We've got mums and dads, wives, and even children, and friends around us that need our help. And by not performing to your standards, it's a real disappointment to everyone around you. A lot of people don't talk about this, but men are constantly under pressure. Pressure from their parents, their friends, their partner, social media, and from their own head. And if you're a young man, you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. You wake up in the morning and you open up social media. You look at your Instagram and your TikTok, and within 30 seconds, you're already seeing somebody flaunting their brand new car or how much they've succeeded in this life. It looks completely effortless from them. It's like they've been doing this for their whole lives. And you just sit there thinking, what is it that you're doing wrong that they're doing right? And the honest answer is no one's doing it right. All you're really seeing is somebody promoting some kind of product or course or some money scheme to get rich quick. But realistically, social media is probably one of the worst gauges of how life should be, when it's really just a compilation of lies, BS, and people flaunt things that they don't actually have. But it makes you question, are you an average person? Are you below average? Are you on the right track? Are you making enough money? What are people around you doing? Are you doing the right thing? These are very real questions, and they're normal as well. But the fact that you're asking them actually means you give a damn about your life, which is better than the average person. But nonetheless, being around this kind of toxicity day to day can only add to the pressure that you feel within yourself. But it's not just social media. The pressure can come from people who you actually love as well. In this tough job market, when your parents come to check in on you and ask how the applications are going, or when you're gonna get serious and what your actual plan for life is, you feel a sense of impending doom. Your friends around you are getting married, they're having kids, they're buying houses. Even your partner might be waiting on you to make a move and finally get engaged. And then you've got your own expectations sitting on your chest every single day. And all of that at once, I'll be honest, it's a lot. I grew up in a household of immigrant parents. They didn't come here with connections or a lot of money or a safety net. They came here with nothing and they built something from the ground up. They worked jobs that they were overqualified for. They gave up their comfort, their time, and versions of themselves so that me and my siblings can be quote unquote successful. And when you grow up knowing that, you don't just get the luxury of just coasting around. Messing up, it doesn't just feel like a personal attack. It feels like you're letting people down. People who have put in the time and money for you. That weight is a bit different than just the pressure that you have on yourself. But what I've come to realize is that pressure isn't really a burden, it's fuel. When you understand why you're doing things, your mindset tends to shift a bit. You stop running away from the discomfort and you start running towards things that actually make you a better person, as if you're embracing the discomfort. But the thing is, you're not always going to be happy in life. There's going to be days where you generally feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But there's also going to be days where you feel like you've accomplished so much and that anything is possible. There's going to be a lot of days where you're confused and you don't know what to do. But at the same time, the flip side is true as well. There's going to be days where you just love life. Things are just going smoothly, you know? So what I really want to get at is, as hard as life is, you need to remember that you're not alone. The pressure that you're feeling is very normal and is very real, but the steps that you take to counteract all the negative feelings you have and start making your life into the positive is what really matters. However, one of the worst things you can do is compare. Once you start looking at other people's lives and start making excuses as to why their life is easier and yours is hard, that's when you're absolutely finished, because you're essentially accepting the fact that you're not good enough for this world. And I'll give you an example about this. Let's say you're going through life and financially things are not easy for you at the moment. You're living paycheck to paycheck, and some months you're actually asking others to give you a loan, but somehow you're able to keep everything together at the end of the month. The challenge, knowing that you're doing this every single month, there's $0 going to your savings or building enough equity to buy a home one day or to save up for education for your kids and whatnot. And you start thinking to yourself about how there are other kids who were born into families that were rich. They already had money, funds saved up for them, and they could do whatever that they wanted to do in life. It's very dangerous to start doing this comparison, because firstly, there's a lot of people that have money that came from nothing, and secondly, the skills and work ethic that you're learning now in your life is way more valuable than a young teen who has money to blow and doesn't really understand the quality of what hard work is. And regardless of all of that, what is actually benefiting you? What is this going to provide for you? How is complaining about the situation you're currently in going to bring you up from where you currently are? The only variable that you have complete control over is yourself. So make sure that you're taking the right steps and making the right moves to be a better person. Diamonds are made under pressure. And yeah, I know it's cliche, but cliches are cliches because they're true. The version of you that I actually want, that you want to become, he doesn't get built in the easy seasons. He gets built in the seasons where everything is hard and you keep showing up regardless of the fact of the matter. The days where you push through when you didn't feel like it, the small wins that you get during the day, that's the work, and that's the work that matters. All of this pressure that you feel in life, use it. Let it remind you that you care. Let it remind you of where you came from and who's counting on you. And then do the actual work. Because the men who succeed aren't the ones who had it the easiest. They're the ones who took the pressure and made something out of it. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Sanchino. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.